This weekend, the new creature feature Crawl enters theaters, so let's talk about it. Alligator. Yesterday, I posted a poll asking whether you guys wanted me to watch and review Stuber or Crawl. You guys picked Crawl, so here we are. Be sure to tell me what you thought about Crawl down below in the comment section. Did you love it? Did you hate it? All that fun stuff. With that said, let's get started talking about the good. And probably the best thing about this movie is that it knows exactly what it is. It's a thriller about two people trying to survive a hurricane and an alligator. Confuse the genre. It doesn't try to be bigger than it is. It knows the type of movie it is. It knows what its target audience. Feature thriller, it's all about the tension, and as soon as the daughter shows up at the house, the tension starts, the intrigue of what happened to the father begins, and it doesn't really let up until the credits roll. I mean, they find every little thing that they can add to create kind of the ticking clock inside of it with the storm coming. They add little threats along the way. Every time they give you hope, there's a new complication that gets inside of the way, but they also find a way every 7 or 10 minutes to change up the dynamics just a little bit to put them in different places inside the house that have new threats, new opportunities for them to be in danger or for them to escape. There's some nice kills in here. There's some gore as people are injured. There's some gross out moments. There's some realistic injuries inside of it that kind of make your skin crawl. But a bit of what makes the film fun is that you feel danger from a bunch of different things because they're in this crawl space under the house in the middle of a hurricane. The hurricane itself is a threat. The water entering the house is a threat. There's spiders everywhere. There's other people that don't necessarily have the best motives. And of course, there's alligators in this area, kind of putting the people in a little bit of danger. And so the scares, the thrills, the jumps, the tension comes from all these different places. And so whether you want some gore, whether you want to watch people almost drown to death, you got a little bit of all of that inside of this film. And then you got to talk about our two lead actors. The vast majority of the film is just the two of them inside of this house. And the whole film relies on the fact that you can buy the relationship between the two of them, that they can sell the terror and be likable while being in this very tense situation, and they're able to sell all of it. You believe it. You believe they're in pain. You believe that they have this backstory, this relationship of him kind of as her swim coach, and there's some tension because of that. All of it works because they nail their parts, and there's that backstory I keep referencing kind of gives them a character arc, a relational arc throughout the film that's not complex, it's not overplayed, but it puts just enough in there that they're not just these cardboard characters. You care about them as people. And finally, I appreciated that this movie told its story without its tongue in its cheek. It's not a send up of the genre. It's not trying to make a bunch of jokes. It's a serious take on this scenario of what if people were trapped in their house in the middle of a hurricane with an alligator trying to eat them. It takes the material seriously. There's no winking at the camera, and I like that. Actually, when I got home, my wife was like, does it come off like Sharknado? No, it's nothing like that at all, and that makes it a thriller that actually works. With that said, let's move on to the bad. And the big thing that comes to mind here is that there's no shortage of moments where the only reason people are stuck in this situation is because people are really stupid at times, whether that's picking up a phone at a moment where they're not in a safe location, whether that's leaning over an open space that's dangerous. There's all these moments where you're like, don't lean out there, don't put your arm there, get away from that hole. And people keep being in these vulnerable places, and that's kind of why they stay stuck in some of these scenarios. The second thing that comes to mind is that throughout the film, other people do kind of show up at this house, but they're only used for the sake of giving the film some gore and a higher body count. It doesn't really progress the story in significant ways, in which case it just feels like they're kind of repeating this beat of false hope, leading to just more gore and a higher body count. And I think they could have handled that a little bit better and used some of these other characters to change the dynamics of the story a little bit more. And finally, there's a little bit of medical stuff inside of the film that strains credibility a little bit, especially in the number and types of injuries that the father has, and he kind of keeps trucking on throughout the film and having to physically exert himself after these injuries. It strained a little bit too much credibility for me. Overall, a solid creature feature and thriller. If you're looking for a serious film about two people trying to survive a hurricane and an alligator, I recommend checking this one out. It's a B overall, 7.5 on the entertainment scale, and if you like the trailer, go check it out. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you want more videos from me, check out that video right over there. I don't even know what YouTube's recommending to you at this moment. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies too much.